okay, guys, like I have no fucking idea why you're not doing like this is oh so good. This is so good. This is the best thing I've ever made. It's absolutely insanely beautiful. And the credit goes to you because I'm doing it for you. And if it wasn't for you, then I wouldn't be doing it. But this is it gives me goosebumps. Like I literally have goosebumps right now. But like this is insanely beautiful. Right. So you are a clothing brand and you are kind of sick of doing photo shoots, hiring models, which are expensive and sometimes not even available, hiring photography sets, photographers, then editors, and then makeup artists on top of it. Like it's just it becomes like a whole fucking operation. We're gonna change that with this workflow, and maybe you've already been thinking of making workflows like these where you don't have to do photo shoots. Where you could just literally plug in your cloth, your product, and have it done right away. And that's the whole purpose. So like we're gonna work with a blank canvas, and so I'm going to show you exactly how I go about thinking about these workflows, how I make these workflows, where do I start, what kind of tools do I use, what kind of brain frame that I use, framework, the word, what I use, and how do I think about making these workflows. So something that I want to preface before we dive into this and we start building this is that you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, you are thinking of a workflow as a set of actions. It could be linear, it could be multiple actions happening at the same time. But what does a person, literally a person, if AI didn't exist, what does a person do to achieve that particular outcome? We need to break it down so granularly, yeah, if that's a word, so in detail, so that we can then replicate all the steps one by one in a workflow. So we're going to go like a high level of this of a photography session. Okay. So when you take a photography first, what are the prerequisites? You need to have your cloths. You need to have your product. And then you need to have a model so that the model can wear your product and also um, so that we can take pictures of that model. Okay. And then you have lighting and whatnot. Um, but so that's the first prerequisite. Like that is the basic thing. You need to have something to take pictures of. And when it's a cloth, you need to make sure that that cloth is can be worn by that person. So you need that cloth and the person. Got it? Good. Now we need to, since we are dealing with AI, in a real photo shoot, we would just put the cloth on the model and we would know how that fits. The texture of the cloth because we can see it, touch it, feel it, and then we can just take a picture of it and it's done. But AI does not know what the texture is. So we need that. We need information about the texture. How is it supposed to fit? All that stuff. And then we need a creative brief. So like when you got a model, you got a product. Now you need to talk to your creative director. What kind of image do I want to make with this product? And so the creative director goes like, okay, well, what is our brand all about? Who are we trying to target? Who are we trying to appeal to? What is the target audience? Who are we going to run ads to and all that stuff? So we need that information. And so once that's done, then creative director in his brain, and the reason why he's a creative director because he has a taste, but AI has no taste. And so in order to give this taste, we need a mood board. And so in order to get a mood board, we need to go online. And so these are all the things that we need for now. Let's get started and get building. So so the first thing we need, let's go get a mood board. Since we have a model, so I uploaded a model image that we previously generated. This is the model that we have. Then I also just searched clothing online and I got some screenshots of this particular cloth. This could be our product. And then we want the model to wear the product. All right, so we're going to attach these nodes. And then obviously we need a prompt. And so prompt will be make the model wear the sweater with blue jeans and yeah, let's just say blue jeans and cowboy boots. Sure, why not? And you can give it a look too. You can literally give it a look of multiple things that are on this picture. So like if you want her to wear jeans on in addition to this, just put jeans in the image. So like you can literally take a picture of the iPhone and plug it in here. But since we don't have that, we're just gonna use this. Keep the model consistent. Face is consistent, and so is the product sweater. Create a reference sheet so that we can use this sheet for other image models, image generation, showcase multiple angles of the model wearing the outfit described. All right, let's so I'm using Nano Banana 2 Lite here, and I want to make sure that so I'm using Nano Banana 2 Lite here just because of the speed. I want to make sure that we're keeping it really fast. And okay, well, this is our character sheet. Now we can make changes, but like this is our character sheet. Now I'm going to give you very important tidbits here. When we generate images, we need to attach this as a reference. Let's just attach it to a router. Router just makes makes things easier to, uh, you know, um, like combine, like keep things cleaner. Like I don't want to have 20 nodes going from here. I'd rather just have a router that that kind of I use. So like if I'm, let's say, attaching this to 20 other nodes, I could just have a router instead of having 20 nodes going from here, just to keep things tidy and clean. Okay, so the whole purpose of this router is actually um, very important. So I'm going to show you that. Excuse my throat's been bugging me. But all right, so now we have our product, we have the model, and now we need creative brief. Since we didn't give it the backside pictures, we should have actually, but we don't have any. So let's just assume the backside is also this. Okay, just for the hell of it. And now we need other inputs like a creative brief. So you can't just go create a brief. It's going to be a prompt. So every time you need a text box, it's going to be a prompt. And so this, we can name it creative. I just had a shit ton of sugar, and that's why my throat's bugging me. So I apologize. Creative brief. All right. So creative brief is what do we want? And I want to do a photo shoot of the sweater focused. I want first 3 shots to be the sweater is here's actually we can probably get description of the sweater from online, so like product details. And so you definitely want to give your models some product details because there is no other way for it to know. You either tell it with words or images, and the images are sometimes not clear enough, and so you have to combine it with words. And so I'm going to take this, so like you can literally just take, obviously you're going to put it on your website. So relaxed fit, hip set, hip set, hip, which is perfect. So now we have information about the product. How does the product fit? And then we have we want to tell it, what do we want? Deliverables. I want first three shots will be 10 images, let's say. First 3 shots will be ecomm shots on a white background in a studio. Next 7 will be lifestyle shots. Okay, now this is the creative brief. Now we kind of tell it about the product, and then what do we need from it. Then we need brand Bible, brand context, and then that means we need another prompt. And so the brand is called Old Navy. We want to attract North Canadian. We want to attract Canadian markets, young women 25 to 35 of age. Okay, so that's simple as that. I mean, when you are building this workflow for yourself, this is going to be something, the brand part is going to be kind of hard coded because your brand colors are going to stay same, the brand vibe, the brand values are going to stay the same. And so over time, it's only going to get better because it's going to learn about the brand, and you're going to add more context as needed. But let's say if you're doing it for different like collabs, let's say, then you can obviously just copy and paste the workflow, or just use a different node or add it more context. But like this part is more so going to stay the same. All right, now we've got brand detail, brand info, and then we need to combine these. Prompt concatenator. I finally learned to say this fucking word. All right, so we got this, and then we have the brand, and we just combined it, and now this is use creative. Actually, maybe we need a prompt, not a prompt concatenator, because we want to give it different variables. So essentially, here, let me show you two. So essentially, we want this variable in there, creative brief, and another variable, which will be brand context. And so we combine that here. Now we have basically a big prompt, okay, that combines both of these things. And now we can use this prompt to give it to our creative director, okay? But before we go to the creative direction, we need a mood board. And so I'm going to add a bunch of images here. All right, so we're going to go online and create a mood board that we then are going to analyze and make a little visual DNA for this photo shoot. And so let's go online. So I like Cosmos. So, and also now it's winter clothing, let's say, because it's a sweater. And so I like Cosmos because it's got really cool vibes. Like, I don't know, vibes. It's got cool photography, and it's got lots of them. And so we're just gonna take some images, plug them in here. I like to just go, um, there isn't really much. I like to like find some unique ones that kind of enhance that speak to me. Like this one. This is really dope. You see, these kind of concepts is what makes your your AI campaign so cool. Oh, like this is so nice. You see, this is really dope. Now, it all depends on how you design the prompt that you give to the agent that's going to create a visual DNA for you, because you see, now I'm kind of going with a vibe which is colors, contrasts, which personally I like a lot. I don't know what it is about me, but I really like contrast. Maybe because I was told that when I was doing my motorcycle test that I'm kind of weak. My eyesight is weak when it comes to acknowledging or looking at colors. So maybe like I like contrast because I can see them more clearly. I don't know, but it's cool. All right, now we've got a mood board for these for the photo session that we're going to do, and now we need a LLM. So LLM is basically something that we're gonna give it. So it's like we want to give it a prompt, just like when we attach an image to ChatGPT or Claude or Nano Gemini, whatever. We attach an image and then we write a prompt so that it can give us the answer. That is literally the LLM, any LLM node. And I'm going to show you exactly how to use that. You basically just want to go attach all these images so it can analyze them all very carefully and patiently. And you see now when you click on this, you see the side window. You want to make sure that you are on Gemini 3 Pro. Why do I say that? There's better language models, but this one is the best when it comes to analyzing images. Now we need a prompt. And so the prompt is going to be that system prompt, like the instructions. Okay, what does this thing do with the images? I want you to analyze this mood board for a fashion photo shoot we are going to do and output a visual DNA. I want you to learn deeply the photography styles, lightings, editing style, colors, poses, feeling, vibe, whatever you want to write it, and write me a in-depth visual DNA that we can use as is for our photo shoot along with the creative brief. Only output visual DNA, no commentary. And so that's a very simple prompt. In the other workflows, you might have seen that I have a massive prompt, which is very detailed, and it tells the agent exactly what to do. And that is the prompt that you want. But I just to kind of show it to you on the top of my head, like because that kind of prompt comes with iterations, and we don't have the time to iterate because we're literally going to show you what we're doing with this. So now while it runs, so essentially what it's doing is it's going to analyze all these images and take our instructions and give us a visual DNA. Okay. Now we have a model. We have a creative brief. We also have a visual DNA. Now we need to combine these things. Prompt concatenator is what we need here. Or another prompt, whatever you know. So we got this thing and then this. Honestly, let's just make it a prompt instead because it's easier to just give it instructions when it comes to a prompt. So like we've got this and then we want to give it this. So we've got two variables here, but three things in total, which is the variable one is our creative brief and brand values. Variable two is visual DNA. Okay. Now this becomes our brand Bible. So now it has creative brief. It's got creative brief. What do we need? How do we need it? All that stuff. And it's got brand context. What are our values? Who are we targeting? And what do we want to convey through the brand? Visual DNA is the color palette, basically the photography style. Now we have that. Okay. Now this becomes our brand Bible. Very important thing. Now we want to give this brand Bible to our creative director. Prompt is another thing that we need. Actually, this one is going to be LLM because we want the creative director to think about the concepts. So LLM, and then we want to give it a system prompt as well as a. So okay, let's unpack this. So essentially, we have all these things. Now we want to give this set of notes to our creative director so he can come up with the concepts. So we combine this. Now we want to give it a system prompt so we can tell our creative directors what to do with this information. Okay. Now that is very important because you are the creative director for this photo shoot. You analyze the creative brief, what is required. You learn about the brand, and then you come up with 10 unique and very interesting, let's say, concepts for the photo shoot. Those concepts need to be separated by this, let's say, because we then need to, put it into a list. These concepts need to be separated by this. Only output concepts. You will be taking visual DNA very seriously while thinking of unique and catchy concepts that are highly converting, let's say. Okay, only output concepts, no commentary. That's very important because you don't want the results to be like, here is your 10 concepts. And so image. It is very important to give it the image and also tell it that, hey, you are also given an image of our model wearing the product. So the focus will be on the product focus of the photo shoot will be on the product that is mentioned in the creative brief. You see these prompts, you don't want to go too detailed in these prompts because you want to be able to use these prompts. Let's say if you want to do a photo shoot for jeans, then you want to be able to use the same prompt. So whatever is mentioned in the creative brief is what it focuses on, rather than you having to go back in that this time it'll be a jean. So let me change it to jean, things like that. So now we want to attach. You see, that's why I had a router. So I could just literally drag the router here or whatever, and make it easy for me to like move it around and know where it's connected and what is connected to it. And so now we're giving our creative director a prompt what to do with this information with this model. Okay. And I would honestly just remove, let's just generate this again so that no words on the image you generate so that we can get a little cleaner one. And so, yeah, we've given our creative director 3 things, and now we are going to run it as soon as that is done generating, which it is now. As you can see, it's freaking awesome. Like, this is incredible, absolutely incredible. Okay, now we're going to run this. Again, Gemini 3 Pro, because we are analyzing images. And the nice thing about 3 Pro is that it's got massive context length. It can go up to 1 million, whereas other models have shorter context length. So now we are going to come up with 10 concepts. Now we need those concepts to, again, be very detailed. Actually, I didn't say that, but let's wait for it to do its thing and see what it comes up with. And then we need another LLM node. Okay, there we go. We got, yeah, so that's good. Let's now give it the information so this is going to be our prompt engineer. Prompt engineer. Because now creative director has thought of, okay, well, these are the 10 things that I can kind of do with this photo shoot, this woman, with what I know about the brand and the creative brief. But now something in his body needs to put it into words so that we can then generate those things, right? So that's exactly what the prompt engineer is going to do. We're going to give it the system prompt. Again, you are a prompt engineer. Take these concepts, put them into words, only output the only output the the, the prompts that are separated by this. Make sure each prompt is super detailed for photography, style, lighting, and everything else. You are basically conveying the ideas from creative director to a photographer and an artist who needs to turn these ideas into a reality. We will be using Nano Banana to light to generate images. And so it knows like what model does it need to kind of write the prompts for. And then once that is done, we are going to, you can either now have a quality gate in there, or you can just generate images. And that, I think we're just going to generate images so that we can, make sure that it's spot on and you can see the setup for images. So now we need array. So array is basically kind of like a splitter thing, okay? So it's going to take all these things and it's going to, since we told the, the models to split it with this sign, you see, as soon as I put that sign, it's going to, it's created 10 separate list items that then we can just use list selector, which will be 10 of them. So now we have 10 concepts. We need 10 lists selectors. And yeah, let's copy and paste these, drag them around. 6, 8, 10. Okay. Now we're gonna link them all together, connect these things, and then we're going to configure them into the list that I like this little magnetic thing that it just automatically pulls it. So now that we have these, now we need images. We need to connect them to images. Nano Banana to light is what we're going to go with, just again, because it's fast. You would want to have, honestly, Nano Banana to light's gotten really, really good, but I like it because it's so fast, but you can also use ChatGPT too, because that's the best when it comes to, like consistency. So essentially what we're doing here is connecting all these prompts to these nodes. Oh, that one goes there. Just to make sure each node is connected and we make sure that each image will be generated. Now, I'm going to add another image input to each of them, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do. Maybe 3. Yeah. All right, so now let's bring these routers. These routers that we generated will come in handy. I'm going to drag it here and then set first. There we go. Now we want to combine. We want to connect each router to this. So the first router is the character. We want to make sure that we give it the reference of the character so that the character consistency is there. And ideally, you want to have more close-ups of the face when it matters. Right now, it doesn't matter that much because it's not. But you definitely want to make sure that you are giving it enough references. Oh, my hand got stuck. I'm gonna have to do it again. But yeah, you want to make sure that given it enough references so that the models have something to work with, because there is no other way for the models to know what your product looks like, what your character looks like what is it supposed to do. And then like a lot of times I see people, they're not giving it enough references, and then they get frustrated because these models don't work. But like these models won't work until you give them the references, because that is what a reference is supposed to do, is make them work and bring in the consistency that you're looking for. And so that's what we're doing here. I know it takes time, but would you rather be doing a photo shoot? I know it's frustrating, but and it's repetitive, and especially like when you're doing the prompting thing. But hey, it's very freaking easy. All right, now we've got a perfectly looking workflow. We could do improvements to it, but this is a good workflow. Now, the moment of the truth. Let's run these things, see what we can do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our workflow, and it is the moment that you've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. The images are going to start showing up here very soon. It's actually very interesting that it didn't follow the model at all. But again, that's our prompting issue. However, I gotta say that do you remember that the focus on the creative, we told our creative director that the focus is going to be the product that is mentioned in the creative brief. Now, this is my mind blowing. So, like, it disregarded everything that this woman was wearing other than the the thing that we are doing the photo shoot for. And so, as you can see, like the facial consistency is absolutely insane. Like it's great. Plus, it actually kind of acted like a creative director and stylist. So it just did the whole thing based on the mood board that we gave it. Another thing was, okay, well, we got some props in there. And that is my favorite part, is the props. Is like, how do you combine multiple elements into a photo shoot? It's, oh my god, it gives me goosebumps. Like this is absolutely freaking awesome. As she's wearing cowboy boots, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness, look at oh my wow. This is gorgeous. Isn't this something, guys? Okay, this is a bit weird, but it's still something. Oh my god. Oh my fudging god. This is great. And look at this photo shoot. Like this is absolutely lovely. And look at the realisticness, if that's a word, for this woman. Oh my god. Oh my god, I am absolutely loving this. Oh, okay, guys. Like I'm like I have no fucking idea why you're not doing like this is oh so good. This is so good. This is the best thing I've ever made. It's absolutely insanely beautiful. And the credit goes to you because I'm doing it for you. And if it wasn't for you, then I wouldn't be doing it. But this is it gives me goosebumps. Like I literally have goosebumps right now. But like this is insanely beautiful. The credit, the workflow, the part of the workflow that did the heaviest lifting was this. I'm telling you, you get a good mood board, you win. That's it. This is nuts. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's fucking cool. Ah, it's amazing. But yeah, like imagine having to do a photo shoot like this. Wow. 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 Oh, I love this image. Absolutely love this. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, my loves. I hope you had a fun time watching me work, but this is insanely beautiful work. And yeah, if you want to learn and perhaps even want this workflow, I'll give it to you. It's gorgeous, and just go get it below. Let's do this. It's awesome.